What up, world? Back again. It is the Country Rap Report. Yours truly, VicXL.
And I'm Creaker Mariah.
I knew y'all was gonna do that.
Damn it, man! You said ladies first last time.
Hold on. Let's start over. We're gonna go boy, girl. What up, world?
Right.
It's your boy VicXL. Hold on. Stop. What up, world? It's the Country Rap Report. It's your boy VicXL.
And I'm Creaker Mariah.
And it's your boy Chief.
And I'm Katita.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, before we get into this exciting panel, I know this is the very first time you guys are seeing all four of us together, but you're going to see us a lot. But let me give y'all the things we need for you guys to do before we get into what we're going to talk about. First and foremost, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Secondly, if you like the content, man, hit that thumbs up. Be a good sport. Hit that thumbs up. Don't be a hater your whole damn life. Hit the thumbs up. Matter of fact, if you hit the thumbs down, I'm going to delete it anyway, but we'll still get the view, so it's cool. All right? But hit the thumbs up. Thirdly, if you don't know, we do episodes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have the latest chat on the internet. Other people might say they do, but we have the latest chat on the internet. Join us in the live chat. Join us in the live chat, please. But if you have a job and you're working and you can't join us in the live chat and you are an official member of the Replay Gang, gang. Right. We love the Replay Gang also. So if you're part of the Replay Gang, leave a comment on whether you like the show, whether you like the content, whether you agree, whatever. Leave a comment. All right? Now, make sure if you do like the content, if you do like the genre of country rap, remember, there's nothing like sharing. Sharing is caring. So share this show with a friend. Share this show with a friend. One click is all it takes for you to share this show with a friend. Because I guarantee you,
we talk about that all the time.
Yes. And you're going to get an E when you watch this show. You're going to get one E or another. You're going to either get entertained, educated, enlightened.
Hey.
That's good.
You're going to get one of those E's by watching this show. Hopefully you'll get all three. But if you get one, that's good. So share with a friend. And last but not least, because a lot of y'all be in the inbox saying, I didn't know, hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time we drop brand new content. Now, before we dive too deep into it, I always got to say thank you to each and every one of you. The channel is at 19,000 subscribers. 19,000 subscribers. So without you guys, there will be no us. We wouldn't even have nobody to talk to but us, which is cool.
Absolutely.
But it's dope we're talking to 19,000 potential people. Thank you guys for subbing. Continue to sub. Okay? All right.
All right.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, y'all familiar with Creaker Mariah. Y'all are familiar with my guy, Chilla Chief. But we have a new addition to the gang. And her name is Katita. Katita, can you tell them just a little bit about yourself before we get into this discussion?
Well, I'm a singer-songwriter myself. I love new music. My favorite kind of music to listen to is anything that's a banger. And yeah, anything that's a banger. If I can rock with that, I'm gonna listen to it like 6,000 times. And yeah, I just love that I've gotten the opportunity to meet you guys, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen in the future.
Hey,
awesome.
You know,
I'm
the same way. I'm the same way when it comes to you know, if it's fire, it's fire. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing else to it. So it doesn't matter what it is, like what the genre is, the type of song. If it's fire, it's fire, you know. So
yeah, it can be the Drifters or something, you know, like if it's a good jam, it's a good jam.
It could be Mozart for all I care. I'll listen to it.
Right? If I'm in that mood, it's on. Yeah.
Did you say the Drifters?
Yes.
Yeah, why?
I mean, I've heard of I just can't think of a Drifter song.
It's okay. When you interviewed Ryan Upchurch, I think he said that was like one of his go-tos. So he was like Elvis, Drifters, Alice in Chains. So anyway, so yeah, the Drifters.
All I
Yeah.
heard him say was 50 Cent. Everything else I probably didn't pay.
I know that's what you
Yeah.
heard because you're hip hop, but you're anyway.
I distinctly remember 50 Cent. I remember that for a fact.
He probably did say the Drifters. I probably said the same thing in my head. The Drifters.
Yeah, he snuck it in there. It was like number 2 of 10. He snuck it in there.
Okay. So speaking of Ryan Upchurch, I want to start with this topic today, and it's kind of a blend of 2 topics in one. And I'll set the table, then I'll let you guys speak on, your perspective, and we'll just keep it girl, boy, to keep us from talking over each other. So I'm gonna set the table. For those who don't know, this past week, the world is in an uproar about Jason Aldean's song, A Small Town, or In a Small Town. Okay?
Yeah. It's a Twitter thing, right?
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Well,
thing.
it start on Twitter?
It's on Facebook. It's on Pinterest.
Are y'all on Twitter? Because I'm
it's
not.
on Yelp.
Like, did it start there?
I don't know where it started.
I don't know.
All I know is the ending result, and I'm not sure if it's changed, but CMT pulled the video.
Mm-hmm.
CMT pulled the video. So everybody of any nationality, race, creed, color is talking about it. It crossed over to mainstream. It's bigger than just country music. I'm seeing people talk about it, and I'm like, why are you talking about it? Why does it matter to you? Okay. So I want to talk about that. If y'all heard the song, or if you hadn't even heard the song, the concept of the song basically was Jason Aldean in the song talks about that all the looting and rioting and some of the stuff that goes on that we see across the board when things happen. He's basically saying, not in a small town. He's basically saying in a small town, that type of stuff ain't gonna happen. So a lot of people, and the funny thing, I've seen a lot of people, I'm gonna say woke, a lot of woke people made it into a race issue. I personally didn't see it as a race issue, and I thought it was very weird that people who don't look like me was making it a race issue when I didn't think anything that way. But they made it a race issue and felt like they needed to pull the song because it was causing racial divide. But I honestly think that the masses or whoever created the controversy is causing the racial divide. But also intertwining in that, Ryan Upchurch released a video shortly after the commotion called Getting Canceled Doesn't Exist. So I wanted to kind of blend those 2 topics together for our first discussion.
Yeah, they 100% go hand in hand, in my opinion. So we're going to do boy, girl, like you, then me, like our introductions. You, me, Chief, then Katita. Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, those go kind of hand in hand. I did see both videos. I seen Jason Aldean's song, the Small Town song, and then I also watched Upchurch's, I think it was like a 7.5 minute video filmed like in his driveway there at Ghost Ranch. He did a little funny part where he got down on the ground and like held his butt because he was butt hurt, but he was pretending. Anyway, it was a skit. But so let me get back to what I was gonna say.
Time out.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I thought that was funny, but I was like, why is he holding his butt? So that's what it was. He was butt hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretending to be butthurt. Like, you've already bought all my merchandise and now I'm canceled. Oh no, what am I gonna do? He's pretending to be butthurt, Jason Aldean. Or butthurt, somebody canceled, I'll say. But yeah, no, you're welcome. That's my interpretation anyway. I think that in the Jason Aldean song, watch the video, listen to the song, listen to Candace Owens speak about it. I know she's spoke out on Ryan Upchurch before. I didn't see anything racist. I grew up in a small town. I bought the house next to the house I grew up in. I mean, I've listened to both sides of it. I do agree with Ryan on a lot of the points that he made, and we'll get to that probably later. But that's just my kind of starting point on my thoughts on it. So.
All right. So I mean, first of all, I never heard of this artist in my life. Okay. Never once heard of this person in my life. What's his name again? Jason?
Jason Aldean.
Jason Aldean.
Aldean.
You've never heard.
So I've never heard of Jason. I'm not a country music fan, right? When I like talked about earlier, when we right, when I hear something and I like it, then I like it. You know what I'm saying? Just like what we were just talking about. So never heard of this artist in my life. So
really,
here I see all this commotion happening on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. I'm like, yo, what is happening? Reactors are reacting to it. It's like going crazy. So I went and watched a little video. Then I watched a reaction on it. Actually, I watched the video, and then I went and watched the reaction on it. And me personally, I don't see any racial issue with it, especially because there are tons, I think, in certain areas, certain cities, that's all this has happened in, all these rioting and the looting and all that stuff happened in. I see a lot of white people out there. So if it's such a race issue, right, then wouldn't that include, if it's a race issue to some, wouldn't it include, or would it exclude rather white people that are out there doing the same thing? No, it wouldn't. I don't think it would. You know what I'm saying? So
let me interject.
To me, it's just literally what the song is talking about is these are my neighbors. We help each other. You know what I'm saying? If one neighbor, you know what I'm saying, is having a tough time with whatever, like I think it was like a news something like a news clip at the end was talking about like I guess a farmer that was having like a tough time or whatever, and the other farmers dropped what they was doing on their own crops and went and helped him. You know what I'm saying? It's to me, it's like you can do that in the city, wherever or wherever it's at, but in the small towns, it's not going to work that way because people are going to be there to protect each other's stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, and I mean, I don't see the problem with that. Any neighborhood should want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really see the big issue with it. I understand, I'll talk about my next point about it, about like the imagery in the video and all that, I'll talk about that too. So somebody else go ahead and take it.
All right. So you can laugh too. I know who Jason Aldean is, but I still am not familiar with any of his music.
Really?
So yeah.
None.
Yeah.
Chilling on a dirt road, laid back, looking like I'm George Jones. Come on, y'all ain't heard that?
I think I heard that.
I've heard that before. Yeah, that part specifically.
And I don't sing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, you did really good.
Oh God, no, do not say that. You're gonna be like, Mariah, sing no.
Yes, Miss Mariah, get it. Okay.
So,
all right. So I came in with kind of like a narrow view on this. Considering the first time I've heard about it, I was looking at memes on Facebook. And I didn't know the context whatsoever, but I just kind of thought it to be a little serious when I saw the meme that stood out the most was, like when Cardi B and Meg's WAP is, I forget specifically what words were used, but it's more, let me think, more like safe to agree with.
Talk about WAP.
Yeah,
Planet safe.
There's nothing wrong with WAP in my opinion. I love that song. than Jason Aldean's new song. And I was thought, well, dang, what did he do? And I didn't really know the scope of everything until actually I started watching Upchurch's video. And from what I've gathered from what y'all three have said, and watching the content that I have listened to, because I've been busy. I've got my eyes glued on the laptop most of the time, but it's usually with my own content. So I will I can't agree with y'all because I haven't seen the video yet. But chances are I'm probably gonna agree with y'all. And from what I saw about Upchurch, once again, I know Upchurch talks a lot. It can be good, it can be bad, it can be funny, and I thought he was on the money. And he is a comedian, but he's also got an intelligence to him. So from what I've learned watching that video, I could understand, like, kind of teetering on the slope of like, oh, well, should I agree with this or should I not? Because I still didn't watch the music video. So that's about it. Anyone else?
Okay.
I mean, if you didn't watch the video, it's got, basically it's got imagery of they mentioned the courthouse that he's standing in front of when he sings. It's got news clippings, when you see like emergency, like on the news, and they're like people are rioting and looting. It's got, video clips of that in the video and stuff. But the song itself, I did not, see a problem with that. Or I didn't see a problem with the imagery, but I've listened to both sides of it. So I've listened to people talk about, the ones that are disagreeing with it, and they think that he should be canceled and that he should be, X'd out of the CMTs and all that. So if you didn't see the video, basically there's clips of the news, and it's him singing in front of like a courthouse it's got some history behind it. But Vic, I'm gonna let you go ahead and take the lead and guide us all.
Well, just to come back to what Chief said, the racial overtone came from people saying that 90% of the time there are riots in major cities, they're done by African Americans. So that's where they tried to do the whole racial play, because they felt like he was saying not in his town would these African Americans be allowed to loot and riot. I didn't see it that way. And again, I felt weird other people of other races trying to tell me how I should feel, when to me, I'm from a small town. And I agree with them, because I know if a situation happened in my town, we're going to be arm in arm. You're going to have people of Hispanics, blacks, whites together protecting each other. So me personally,
exactly.
A lot of times, and like we're heading towards election. And to me, I feel like when we're heading towards election, these type of things happen because they want us to pick sides. They want to run us through fear, and then they want you to either be here or there. You know what I'm saying? So if they have whites afraid of blacks or blacks afraid of Hispanics, then they can start to play with the vote and play with the minority, the majority, and all that stuff. So to me, I don't think anyone should be able to tell anyone how to feel when it comes to emotions. And I feel like that's what they're trying to do with this song. Say, you shouldn't say that because most of the people rioting are African Americans. So you must be talking about a town that's full of Caucasians. And man, come on, man. Jason Aldean is from Macon, Georgia. Now, Macon, Georgia is so damn black. He's not even from a small town. He's from Macon, from what I've been told. So I don't think it's what they wanted to mean. I think he's meaning metaphorically, in a small town, we're going to stand together as brothers and sisters and stop some of this shit.
Right. Yeah. And but real quick, also on top of that is this stuff is not going to be happening in someone else's small town.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? Where
Right.
has there been riots and looting in a small town? There hasn't been. You know what I'm saying? I know what he means by small town. You know what I'm saying? Small town is literally, you know, there's a couple main points in this.
Yeah.
I was from, I would say, you know, a small town when I first got here. It was bigger. It was still a good size, still big, but it was a small town, as in that there's not any place to go, or there's not many points where everyone congregates, or
Right.
you know, or drives through like intersections and stuff like that. We had like three major points in our whole town. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it
Yeah.
was big, but it was nothing to do, you know. But I could imagine if a riot is coming through there, that there's small businesses scattered all about around there, you know. And I could absolutely see people out there with their rifles and this, that, and the third, protecting their shit, you know. And I don't think there's a problem. Like, what are we talking about? You know, like,
It's a freedom. I mean,
what is the big deal is what I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to like the imagery in there, there's there's uh uh there's one scene in there, right, where there's two black guys in a gas station or a store, right? And then there's a white guy in there. So he sees what's going on, right? It's like a slight pause, and then he jumps at the dude with the gun, right? This is something that's been done how many times by how many
yeah.
different races of people, and it's on camera.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah. Infinitely.
there's nothing special about that. You know, people make it something because of it was a black dude in there and a white dude in there. You know what I'm saying? And then, but that aside, but then you have imagery of white people getting sprayed by the police all in the face with mace.
Yeah.
In the same video. So what are we
Yeah.
talking about here? Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand what the problem is. I really don't. I hate. I absolutely hate. I grew up around. I'm from Queens, New York. All black people there, right? All black people and people from the islands, Jamaica, Haiti, you know, stuff like that, right? And as a kid, I went to school, all black kids, teachers, all black, principal, black, everybody, black, right? I come to Florida, and immediately I'm in a school full of white kids. I don't remember feeling any type of way. I really don't. You know, I don't remember that at all.
Right.
So I've been around, and I've moved from West Palm Beach to Charlotte, North Carolina, multicultural apartment complexes, both times. Then I moved from there back to New York, all black again, right? Everything, all black, everything. You feel me? Then I moved from there to Spring Hill, and once again, I'm the minority, and I go to school with all white people. I haven't had any issues. None. The only racial issue I ever had in my life was in 2016. That's a separate issue, but that was a direct racial issue. I've never dealt. I got friends of every race I can imagine. If we're not friends, then we're acquaintances because I went to school with you. You know what I'm saying? So I come from a different perspective than other people. Other people grew up in certain places. You know what I'm saying? Other people grew up in all black neighborhoods, all black everybody for their whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And discriminated against and stuff like that at certain points in their lives. So when you're in a bubble, right, and you don't have experience with people of all different races, all different cultures, because the different black people do different stuff, different white people do different stuff, different Native Americans do different stuff, different Mexicans do different stuff, Hispanics overall do different stuff, you know. So it's all about perspective and experience. You know what I'm saying? That drives people's opinions, that bring crap like this up out of nowhere. But yeah.
I mean, I would say like, okay, I grew up in a very, very small town, and it's mostly white people. And even when I went to school all 12 years, even in college for 8 years, there were maybe 5% African American, maybe 15% Hispanic, and the rest were Caucasian for the most part. I mean, there were a couple of Asian people as well, but in my town, as far as my town that I grew up in, there's no gas stations, there's no stoplights, there's no store, there's no Walmart. We got to drive a half hour to Walmart. So if the shit goes down, excuse my language, but if it goes down, we're not going to be looking to see what color we are. We are going to be arm in arm helping each other, and it's a thing. It's right versus wrong. It has nothing to do with black or white. I have black neighbors. I don't even see that. Like I wouldn't even notice if the man next to me arm in arm was white or black. So I think that everybody grows up in a different demographic, and that does change things, as well as experience. Like you mentioned, your life experience will certainly play a part in your perspective on things, because you live what you learn. But if you grow up in a city where looting and rioting is normal as a young child, what do you think you're going to be doing as a teenager and a young adult? If that is the metric to gauge right from wrong, it's going to be more normal, more common. I'm in a small town where that's not normal, and we are going to be arm in arm, and we are going to take care of our own elderly, disabled, somebody that has a problem, broke down car, burning house. You better believe we're going to be right there helping each other. That's where I had to see, Jason Aldean's point, and also I had to, I seen it so much that I had to put myself in another perspective and imagine, had I grown up in the city where things are not like that, and I had lived differently growing up, how would I feel? And regardless, I think it's right versus wrong, not so much white versus black. I do understand it's based on experience and perspective, but as far as them canceling him and stuff, I have to agree with what Ryan Upchurch said, as far as it's a great way to get more advertisement. So they want us to be divided.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
All right, that was going to be
Absolutely.
my next point. If y'all had a chance to watch Ryan, so in watching Ryan, and what was it? Do one of you guys have the title? I don't have it in front of me. It was,
Cancel doesn't exist.
okay, cancel doesn't exist. And in watching that, I agreed 95%. The only thing I didn't agree was him saying that everyone that's canceled bounces back stronger than ever. I know artists that were canceled that did, like the baby. The baby was the baby trajectory was, he was out of here. He was out of here.
He's doing well though now. He's
Not
back.
the baby.
He's back doing. Yeah, the baby.
I haven't been, well,
He got the new song out.
but he's not getting those numbers like he did. The man had a
Probably
song
not.
with Dua Lipa. Is it Dua Lipa? Am I saying?
Lipa, I think.
Yeah.
He had a song with her. When he said that, they pulled the song, they pulled his verse. Like, he might bounce back. And I'm only using him because I do agree with what Ryan's saying. I don't necessarily agree that they do this stuff, like they sit in a room and say, hey, okay, we're going to do this. I don't necessarily agree with that. And the only reason I'm saying that, because I've been within the music industry, and no labels ever came to artists I got and said, say this, and then we're going to get you canceled, and it's going to lead to more. I think we just live in a more sensitive society, and people take things and make something out of it. But I do agree that artists tend to come back stronger than ever. I also agree with what he said about Morgan Wallen. Who would leak Morgan Wallen's ring? Who would do that? And I agree. They beat it out. So did he say the ER? Did he say the A? Like, Who knows? They
Nobody
beat it
knows.
out. So now,
Yeah.
in Morgan's situation, I can see what that could have been something calculated because he's way bigger now than he ever was. But I think a lot of times these things, from my perspective, I don't think they're planned, but I think if manipulated the right way, they can make you bigger. But I always view it like this is some form of political something to divide us. Because every form of cancellation comes along with a form of division.
Yeah.
Either you said something offensive to people of another race, people who identify with whatever they identify. It's always something like that. Matter of fact, can I tell y'all an experience I just had? Might get us canceled.
Bring it.
Yeah.
This just happened to me
Let's get that exposure.
Friday. This just happened
Right.
Friday. It's not country rap, but it's based, it's my life. So I want y'all opinion on it. I'm at Party City. Phone rings. I do my, thank you for calling Party City. This is Victor. How may we help you celebrate? The person says, hey, can you tell me how much it costs to inflate a balloon that I didn't purchase from you guys? I say, ma'am, balloons that are not purchased from us start at $140 per balloon, depending on the size. But how much is just a regular size balloon? I say, ma'am, I'm not sure what you mean by a regular size balloon, but 9 to 12-inch balloons are $140. Well, how much is just a regular round balloon? Ma'am, I'm not sure the size of your regular round balloon, so I don't know, but it starts at $140. A regular shiny damn balloon. I said, ma'am, please don't curse me, but a regular shiny balloon, I'm assuming you're talking about a Mylar, and that would be $250. Well, why did you say $140? Ma'am, because latex balloons 9-inch and 12-inch are $140. I ain't saying anything about no damn latex.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you just said a regular balloon, and I told you the starting price. Why do you keep calling me ma'am? You're offending me.
Polite.
God damn.
God.
Hold on, hold on.
Polite.
So I immediately say, look, I look at the caller ID. It says, I don't know if I should say the name. It says Margaret. The caller ID says
Listen, Margaret. No.
It didn't say Margaret, but it said a distinctive female name. I don't know where this is going to go, so I don't want to put the name out there.
Yeah.
It says Margaret, right? So I see the name Margaret. I hear a voice that sounds like a female. Me being a Southern guy of age,
Ma'am.
I am taught to say sir and ma'am. This person was offended, talked about calling their lawyer and everything. Can one of you guys please explain to me what the hell is going on?
They're used to being that way and not getting so much backlash, or they're ready to fight off the rip. I mean, I've encountered many a customer just like that, and they're just out of pocket off the rip. And I've learned that less is more with them.
Yeah.
If they have
Yeah.
a problem, then just tell them how you're gonna fix that problem. Don't tell them, oh well, this is that, and this is why, and all that crap. They don't want to hear that. They just want their ass
Their
kissed.
answer. Yeah. Ask us. Right.
Do y'all
Yeah,
see
you
this
know.
is
If
wrong?
you're not specific though, then they can
No,
hold
no,
it
you didn't do
against
anything
you.
wrong. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I think depending on age, like a lot of women are defensive if you call them ma'am, if they're over if they're under, I'm sorry, a certain age and you use the word ma'am. Like some females will be offended by that because they're like, ma'am, I'm only, 23 or whatever. Don't call me ma'am.
You're on the phone. I don't know what you are. We're on the
Yeah.
phone.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you're not a mind reader. But specificity for me, is everything. So I'm the type of person, you give me all that information, that's exactly what the hell I want to know. Like, I want to know round, latex, material size. I want you to explain it all. I want to know what I'm getting into. Some people, they don't like that. It's too much information. It's like it's a brain overload for them. So they automatically go into like fight mode or something. So she was just picking probably that to be defensive about, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was always taught out of respect to say ma'am or sir.
Yep.
It sounded like a woman. The call ID said a woman's name. I figured 99% chance this is a woman. Do you know what? I get called ma'am every day, once a day at work. In my
You
face.
get called ma'am?
In my face.
Yeah, sometimes
What?
people do it
Why?
by accident.
They're used
Oh,
to
just
a
by
female being up front, handling the cashier type stuff. And because
Yeah.
I'm in charge of being up front at Party City, I'm in charge of the front. So 90% of the time, I'm the first person you see coming in and the last person you see going out.
Yeah.
But there's
But why can't a man do that? They're like applying sexism on that.
But
Like, there
guess
ain't no
what?
reason a man can do
It
that.
never
Can't do that.
bothers
I'll
me.
be in the back doing the hard work, whatever.
It never bothers me. It's never one. And they'll look me in the face like, ma'am, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It never bothers me. So I don't know. I just want to share that with you guys. I'm sorry.
I don't think you did anything. I don't think you did anything wrong, in my opinion. But
I should have just said, Sade, it's $1.40. Because Sade can be man or woman.
apparently, yeah, that would have went over better for you.
But going back to Upchurch and even situations like that, I think as a whole, I think society is at the high point of being progressive. With everything on the internet, you can have your whole life, never have a job, never make a record, and make money on the internet. Like, there are so many more opportunities in today's time. The world is so progressive, but the world is more sensitive than I've ever seen it be. And I think that plays into the whole council culture too. Because I've always felt like when it comes to council culture, who are people to say, Chief, you don't listen to Vic no more?
Yeah.
And why do people allow people to tell them what upsets them?
Subjectivity. I mean, you can't. Yeah. I mean,
you know what it is too, though. It's a big part of the woke culture is mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's teenagers killing themselves over stuff that people say to them. You know what I'm saying? Over a period of time. And that is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? So I think that once mental health started being a more widely recognized source of help and all that, and it being embraced by everybody, like, hey, men are telling men now, you know what I mean, it's all right, brother, go get your mental checked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain people talk differently and say it differently, but it's still the same thing,
yeah,
and
which
it's
is
not
great, but we can't be PC towards everything. Somebody's politically correct on everything.
Exactly.
Somebody's always going to be offended. So, like, to take it back to the Jason Aldean video, like, if they're offended, in my opinion, that is something they are projecting onto that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I tried to see both sides of it.
With that, I agree with you.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think we can't be PC to everybody. So
yeah. I feel like a lot of people are they get confused between correlation and causation. And I feel like that causes so many people to be confused about just the smallest, like, daily life things too.
Mm-hmm.
So when this bigger idea is presented, it's much bigger than just believing that you're stubborn because you're a Taurus, something like that.
Right. And how many people know the difference between correlation and causation?
Mm-hmm.
You are Taurus? I mean,
Yep.
a lot of people can't
Porn
even
gang.
define those words, so it's a tough spot. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta think about the demographic you're dealing with, socioeconomics, the level of education of the individuals. You never know where people come from, what they've lived through. You know, you don't know their experience, so it's hard to, it's hard to base your response on things because you never know. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta ask, Katita, when's your birthday?
May 18th.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, that's my son's
94.
birthday.
Best day of the year.
Yeah, that's fire. For real.
I have
The 18th.
I have a tale of two tapes when it comes to Taurus. I was married to a Taurus.
It's hard.
Was married.
We're
Keywords.
you know.
It's a hard life.
But
Stubborn.
but I'm married to a Taurus.
Oh, that's great.
That's
There's
what I'm
a
saying.
theme there, Vic.
Yeah, that's what I
There's a
said.
Yeah.
Tale
theme.
of two tapes. Tale of two tapes.
Oh, well, what horoscope are you?
I'm a
Or
Leo.
Leo. I get along well with Leos.
Leo.
I'm a Leo.
Libra. I'm a Libra.
Nice.
I'm a Scorpio. You love me, hate me. You probably love and hate me because I'm a Scorpio. But that's, I love and hate me too. So join the club.
All right, moving on. We're gonna move on. This one, I don't have a lot of information on, so y'all feel free to chime in. Everything I'm saying is alleged because I did get a phone call after this happened, but I only heard from one side. I'm only going to talk about it from the marketing genius aspect of it. All right. So there was a situation that happened Saturday before Father's Day, where a member of Colt Ford's team, entourage, whatever you choose to call them, was physically attacked. And again, all this is alleged because I wasn't there and I haven't seen a police report, so I'm going off the phone call that I was given. So if anyone gets upset, I did receive a phone call from someone at the situation. Part of one of the sides, I'm not going to say which camp because I don't want country report intertwined. I received a phone call from one of the camps saying that a member of Colt Ford entourage, team, crew, whatever you want to call it, was assaulted by a member of who the fuck is Just in Time's camp. Now, allegedly, this was about Just in Time trying to get on stage with Colt Ford during his performance, and the person stopped him, and from there, all hell broke loose, and he was assaulted. But from what I was hearing, he didn't really fight back because Just in Time side were carrying. So, if someone has a weapon on them, you might not be so eager to fight back.
Right.
I'm
if you're
not
unarmed, especially.
But hey, that's man, you know what I mean? When you get into an altercation with folks, that's something you gotta think about ahead of time. Because I see the I see Upchurch. I see goddamn who the fuck strapped up, you know what I'm saying, redneck rave and strapped up here, strapped up there with that tan, whatever, you know what I mean? I don't know what type of pistol it is, but that bitch be tan, that shit look cold on his hip, you know what I'm saying? And he got the security dude that be with him, and he's clearly in security, you know what I'm saying? So really, I mean, you risking it yourself by getting into an altercation, you know what I'm saying, at all, like a physical altercation, you know what I mean? Like that's a time where you might want to keep it to your words, but I mean, some people aren't like, can't think on the fly, like, to be able to prevent from happening.
React
You know what I'm
quickly.
saying?
Well, and being aware of your surroundings. Not everybody has like a heightened awareness if they're not used to having to watch, their back or whatever, that comes with life experiences and stuff.
Experiences.
They may not be, experience.
Falls down to.
And my knowledge, the guy in security you're talking about, I think, I did not see him on this last tour with Who the Fuck is Just in Time. I believe his name was Pow Pow, or they called him Pow Pow. Sorry.
Mhm.
I did not. Yes, Pow Pow. I did not see him. I attended 2 to 3 concerts with Justin's team, and I did not see him at any of them. So to my knowledge, he was not touring with them this time. He's with the Moonshine Bandits. They are letting him, headline, and he's very honored for that. But with that came the whole blackball thing, which relates to what we were talking about earlier about being canceled and stuff. So, Vic, my understanding was basically some artists were being asked to pick or choose, and this is just hearsay, so allegedly, what camp they were going to rock with. Would it be the Colt Ford camp, or would it be the Who the Fuck is Just in Time camp? And artists were struggling because they're like, well, I don't know who to, side with. They're basically asking them to pick sides. Goes back to that division. Everything I seen out of Who the Fuck is Just in Time and his team was nothing but love. I did not see any kind of, even though they party and they drink a lot and stuff, I didn't see anything that was even remotely concerning to me. And I'm usually the one like on guard, y'all need to chill out. This is dangerous. I wouldn't put myself in a situation, to be harmed. I didn't see that, but I'm not familiar with Colt Ford as well as them now. So,
well, like I say, I'm trying to play it as far down the middle as possible. I was told who the aggressor was, but I'm not gonna say, because again, I want to be very impartial. So I don't want to look like I'm believing that person when I don't have both sides of the story. Of course, that person who's telling the story is going to say the other person was the aggressor because they're trying to sway me also. But from a marketing aspect, because this is Colt Ford, who is an icon in the game, and this is Just in Time, who is a very, very popular figurehead in the game. So both these guys have teeth. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand where some of the artists in the game might feel like, if I ever want to be on Redneck Rave, I might want to side with Just in Time. If I ever want to be on Average Joe's, I might want to side with Colt Ford. I'm gonna be honest. This is my personal opinion. If you weren't there and you didn't see it, be like this.
Yep.
Be neutral. It's
Yep.
absolutely free and non-damaging to mind your business.
Yeah.
Now, personally, we're reporting on the story.
So real quick. I'm sorry. I had to bring up the visual for folks and for y'all. Okay. All right. So first of all, if I am the side of the picture I'm about to show you, I'm feeling good. I'm confident. My chest is puffed. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's not like, oh, you big bad such and such, right? Even if that's not the case, but that's just how you feel when you look like the picture that I'm about to show you. Okay. So with that being said, from what I brought up before, now if you are on the opposite side of the picture I'm about to show you, then you're gonna be like, if you can't just react with anger. If you clearly see, I don't know if Justin Tom's a goon, all right, but you have to look at people and size them up.
Yes.
So you have to think about what you're doing before you just react with violence, is what I'm trying to tell people.
Yes.
So if you see
why am I scared?
If you see anything that looks like this, if you see anything that looks like this, okay? Y'all see that, right?
Yeah.
That's on his Instagram, so this is not no exclusive shit. I even liked it.
Right.
That was a while ago. I liked it. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
at Redneck Rave, or is that at the?
I fucks with that.
Yeah.
That's how you protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I fucks with that. But if you're on the opposite side of that,
right, I'm staying out the way. I am not causing no harm.
If I'm on the opposite side of that,
my best behavior.
We're gonna have a conversation. I'm not about to see, because if I get into a physical, even if people are like, yo, no, let it be a one-on-one. anything can happen from a one-on-one.
Yeah.
You know, anything can happen from a one-on-one. So if you getting in a fight, right, and then you start getting in the best of somebody from somebody's camp that looks like this.
Right.
And the guy
Do you
behind
see
him.
this man? Look at this. Look
That's
at this
Pow
man
Pow
here.
behind him. That's
Do
Pow
you
Pow.
see
man.
this cartel member right here? That's what he looked like. You don't want to fuck with that. Okay.
No, I don't.
You don't want to.
No, I
So you
don't.
got to think before you react, bro. So too many people
sure.
do not think first. That's why all this stuff happens. That's why this rioting and looting, no one thinks first. You know what I'm saying? Because they're reacting to something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let
They're
them
reacting
emotions
to
take it.
emotion. People react to emotion before they think, unfortunately. You know?
Logic before emotion. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like Vic
So
says.
you, as the individual, have to teach yourself to not snap at everything or not be offended by everything. And that's just how it is. But you see that? If you see that, bro, don't fight that man or anybody with him. Because if you winning, and let's say you on top, right? And you up there ground and pounding like the UFC, that now the man on the bottom, his life is in danger. Anything could happen at that point. Come on, what are we doing? Think.
Might start as a one-on-one, but it probably won't end that way.
How you want to end that way, man?
Or you got to right to stand your ground.
I've been around a few of those where it should have been a one-on-one probably, but it just didn't end that way, you know. So, I mean, people just gotta think.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even do one-on-ones. I don't want. Maybe I should say it on camera. Ain't no one-on-ones where I'm from. Win or lose, there's no one-on-one. Only way is a one-on-one if you by yourself.
Yeah.
Roll deep.
That's what I'm saying.
But let me say this, which Justin Time, we all know, is a master marketer just by his creation of the Redneck Rave. So Justin Time took this entire situation, because with this being a powerful label in the genre, word was that he's going to be blackballed. So guess what Justin Time did? He's out
made money off it.
Buying all the black pool balls, signing them. He's buying the little ball that you shake and ask a question. He is buying up. Mariah, what all stuff is Justin buying up?
He's definitely buying all the billiards balls he can find at every Walmart on the whole tour from freaking Tennessee to California. Signing them, I think he said 100 limited edition. But I think he probably sold more than that at 50 a piece. Personally, I took the ball off my table and had him sign it when I went to see the Moonshine Bandits. And he, was there on the tour with them. But like I said, there's so many camps out there, and it goes back to the whole division thing. People want you to pick a side. I think that they are handling it well, though. He's making an opportunity out of it. He's, doing the whole blackballed thing. It is what it is. But I mean, then again, he's also kind of sitting back and laughing about it. But there is a seriousness to it. At the end of the day, we all have to realize the seriousness of the situation or other situations like this. Kind of like with the Jason Aldean song, the imagery and stuff in there. That courthouse was historic for lynching. I heard Candace Owens say, I think it was Candace Owens, and so we have to realize the magnitude and the seriousness behind some of the stuff. You really have to know the history and do your research and not be so quick to react, to take it back to what Chief said.
Real quick to answer it, to come off of that. So, but it shouldn't take all of that, I shouldn't have to watch a music video and then go try to search a history lesson. You know what I'm saying? Right. I shouldn't have to do that. So if I watched that video for the first time on my own reconnaissance, not just because I heard about it and saw it and then went and watched it, I wouldn't have been like, oh, that building must be where they lynched Black people. I wouldn't have said that. I guess
some people just knew that or something,
I wouldn't have said that.
I didn't feel that way. Yeah.
People who know that are the people who hear the song and are offended by the song, and then when the video come out, they watch the video to see what the video's like, and then it catches fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how the fucking news got it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
What are you doing,
The song's
news?
been
Like,
out. Yeah.
that's another thing, bro. If anybody that's young, millennials, Gen Z, you know, I'm right there at the beginning of the millennials. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a year or two off of that category, into that category, right? So I'm right there on the cusp of that. So if you are 45, 50, definitely 40 years old, 100% 40 years old, you shouldn't even be watching the news anyway. You shouldn't be watching CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, News Nation. Well, I watch News Nation for the alien shit. They on top of that.
Oh
News
my
Nation's not
God.
playing with the alien shit. Yo,
Oh my
every
cracked
day
me
they
up.
dropping something new about that. There's a hearing coming up about that anyway, but that's something else. But you know, none of these what's the other joint? None of these news stations, bro, are for any of us. None of those news stations are for any of us. And I would go to say as well, a very big chunk of the independent news is not for us because they get paid off of that negative energy. They
Yeah.
if
Tabloids.
you have a YouTuber, right, that comments on conservative issues and a separate one independent news person that comments on liberal progressive issues, right? They're both gonna leech on to this Jason Aldean thing, and they're gonna pick it apart how they want to for their audience. That brings them
Right.
money. So this
Spin the
is
narrative
what
for
we're
their
doing
own
at the end
benefit.
of the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
We're feeding the anger that's being stoked on both sides.
Right.
By
If we choose to.
Right. I'm just saying we as a nation, you know what I'm saying? Like definitely not individuals within it, you know, but as a nation, when it comes to that in side picking, because that's what we were talking about too.
Yeah.
It's all it's so obvious that it's a ploy to me, you know, to me. You know, I used to be heavy into the news shit and heavy into it, you know.
They want people to feel like they belong somewhere, and that comes with the picking sides. Like you want to belong somewhere with something, so you associate yourself with a side, but you are what you watch. You know,
belong with
like
all of us, the people that are in the middle that are like, yo, y'all need to chill. That Jason Aldean thing is not that serious. What the fuck are we doing? You know, join that crowd. You know what I'm saying? It feels better right there.
Right. And it's not fence riding and it's not being indecisive. It's just seeing both perspectives and, you know, keeping an open mind, I guess, would be the way that I see it.
Or just
you
not
know,
caring
if you're
either
so
way.
narrow-minded or not caring, I don't have that
way.
ability, but I just try to keep an open mind. And
it doesn't affect a lot. It doesn't affect
that
your life.
too, yeah.
You will never come across that type of issue that's coming up that is in that song. I will never come across that issue that's in that song. Tampa, there was rioting going here in Tampa when I want to say George Floyd, during George Floyd, because I think because it was all over the country. It was even stuff going on in other countries.
In Atlanta.
You know what I'm saying? And they was doing that right here in Tampa. There's a mall that I like to go to. It's like known as a hood mall, but they always got the better shit. You know what I'm saying? You go there, you're gonna find the better stuff that you would find at other types of malls. You know what I'm saying? So right across from there, there was a what's the sneaker store? Champs. I think it was Champs on the corner. Looted and burnt that bitch up. Looted and burnt that bitch up. It was on fire. Like that whole section is shut down. It might still be fucked up now. I don't know, but I was an hour away from that. I'm not bringing my ass outside to no goddamn riot. I'm not doing that.
I was raised better than that.
If I was gonna do that, I would have went to one that was an hour away from me, Tampa, right here. right where all the good sneakers is at. Right there. I would have went. But for what, bro? I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So none of us are gonna experience that. So what are we getting mad about? What are we arguing? Not us, obviously. I'm saying people. It's
The nation,
us in general.
society. Yeah.
What are we all
Society.
arguing about? Why are we looking at certain things and finding anger in it when fucking Pooh Shiesty can talk about getting it back in blood, killing and destroying each other? You know what I'm saying?
I would say Upchurch spoke on that. Upchurch spoke on that. Upchurch believes
it's absolutely stupid. Go ahead, sorry.
All right, I'm gonna say this.
Well,
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
Music is for entertainment, and they need to stop using music for political platforms.
Yes.
Because 90% of these people, again, Jason Aldean is not from a small town. All you gotta do is look up his Wikipedia and see he's from Macon, Georgia, which used to be the capital of Georgia, and see he's not from a small town, and it shouldn't even be a conversation. Conversation over, because it's not real. I am from a small town, not Jason Aldean. So it shouldn't matter. He's not even talking about his life. He's not even talking about his town because he's from Macon, Georgia.
So did he have a ghostwriter, or was it all for more advertising?
It don't even matter.
Church said.
First of all, I don't. First of all, the whole ghostwriter thing,
a message type song.
Because I view music like I view movies. I don't expect you to live your life in your music, just like I don't expect you to live your life on a movie. I just went to see Barbie this weekend. There is no Barbie land. Now, yes, as an artist, you do write from your perspective. But most people, most of us have boring lives. I'm going to say the majority of Americans have boring, average lives, even the people we love. So certain parts of their songs are fabricated.
Yeah.
If we choose to feel like that's really them, okay, believe that. But I know a rapper who is super, super gangster and will spin the block on you. But his record is clean. So either he's the best block spinner who's never got caught, because everybody I know spin the block for real, there are two places, in a tomb or a cell.
Prison, yeah. Dead or prison.
So
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's very true.
I just, at my entire life, maybe because I grew up in hip hop, I just don't believe it, and it's okay. I've never, okay, I have 5 kids, 3 kids through marriage. None of my kids are really engulfed in the music like I am. And I think it's because growing up, my kids knew that we met these people, and these people was really, really nice, and they would not like these records. So I don't know. Even if they don't have a ghostwriter, I don't believe most of the stuff they say. Because if your life, you know what? My life on earth is probably more interesting than 90% of the people that entertain us.
It's entertainment for a reason.
And my life, merely because me being in 2 different multicultural marriages, me doing some of the things I've done, and blah, 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 blah. And people tell me all the time I should write a book, and I'm like, I don't hear about this crap. So I'm just saying that to say I don't believe I'm ghostwriter, real writer. I just think it's entertainment. If it sounds good, if it makes me feel something, then I'm rocking. But I've never used music to educate me or to educate my family. That's
right, because it's subjective too. What one person thinks is a banger, another person might think is trash. So there's a song for every ear, you know. I see that. I mean, not every artist is gonna write 100% true and accurate to their life. That's such an unrealistic expectation. Maybe we want to believe that as like fans. There's supporters, but I mean, the reality is probably not, you know.
Have y'all heard the Margarita song?
Yeah.
Which one?
Okay. You've heard the Margarita song, Katita?
Well, I'm assuming.
Which one?
The
Yeah,
one
like the
margarita
one
you can buy
margarita
out there.
too.
2 margaritas?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard of that. Yeah.
Okay. If that song
I don't know if I
real,
have or not.
they say 5 margaritas. I'm like, okay. Chief, you and Mariah, look up the Margarita song on TikTok once we're off air.
All right.
I hope to God it's not real.
Why? What are they saying? Like,
They
okay,
say
well,
5
other people
margaritas
absorb
and you can-
alcohol. Well, no, see, people absorb alcohol differently, though. So, I mean, it's experience, it's life experience, tolerance.
Shoot, I can't even get to 5 margaritas.
I can't drink, but I mean,
Yeah.
5 margaritas. I'm saying, it's just entertainment. And I don't know, I've never understood why we want music to be real, but it's okay that movies aren't.
are fake. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Acting.
They're
Right,
both
right, right.
entertainment.
Entertainment, arts.
Yeah.
Arts. Yeah,
I
arts is
think
entertainment
it's
for sure.
I think it's because of the purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like the purpose is for movies to be outlandish, and you know, if it's unless it's like a biography or something like that about or a true event. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you know, it's unrealistic design as by design, you know. But when it comes to music, by design, it's supposed to be from the heart, from the soul, from what you've experienced in life, from what you've learned in life, situations you've been in. You know, it's
For
supposed
some,
to be
yeah,
that.
for some
You know?
artists, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but also at the same time, there is music out there that's absolutely fake. You know, we know Eminem didn't kill his wife and stuff her in the trunk and drive her to such and such.
Right.
He didn't do all that.
The
you
big
know?
song. It was a hell of a
Right.
song.
Exactly. But then
Yeah,
he talks
for sure.
about other things that he's been through, like the drug addiction thing, the pill addiction.
His daughter,
you know?
yeah, Haley and 8 Mile,
His
and all
daughter.
that. And there was a
Right.
movie about it. You know, it's the entertainment industry. Arts falls under that category. I mean, I think Church was right though. Like, they're not handing out like billboards and flyers anymore. Magazines and stuff like that don't sell as much. So, you know, they got like just like beef in the industry. Like, rappers do this beef shit because it, you know, it sells. So, he's saying like, being canceled is another way to get extra promotion or marketed more. So
It is.
I see that side.
And think about it. Go ahead, think about it. I didn't know who this man was. Now I know who he is. And now he got one of my views. Who knows how many views he has now on that damn video that he would not have had.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
He's got 14 million now, in 8 days, 14, 15 million in 8 days.
This is what I'm saying. What has he had another song that's done that?
I was gonna look into that actually, and I forgot to. He's very popular. Chilling on a dirt road.
The craziest thing about this right now is that in those 8 days, $15 million has paid that man.
Right.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
All publicity is good
whether
publicity.
you like it or not, whether you were disgusted or not, you helped pay that man.
Yeah.
Canceled or not.
What he wouldn't have been paid otherwise. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? What are we talking about? That video's probably gonna reach 100 million. He probably ain't gonna have no other video. That's 100 million.
I think that's what Church was saying. Canceled or not, he's still winning because you know, whether they're still talking about it. They're talking about it, whether it's
the people are gonna keep going back and watching it for as long as it's being talked about. So go ahead.
Did I see the racism?
Pay that man.
Yeah, all right, he's getting paid either way.
You got